Hello and welcome. Something a little bit different today. So I've been flying the Airbus now for a number of years and I've logged a few thousand hours. And don't get me wrong, I really enjoy this aircraft. It's a great aircraft, a great piece of engineering, and I absolutely love my job. However, as with everything, if you do it long enough, if you do it often enough, you will find things that annoy you. And so here I want to talk about the 3 things that annoy me a little bit about the Airbus A320. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the way the aircraft intercepts the localizer. So we are now here, ATC has told us we are cleared for the ILS and we've given a direct to Begin, which is essentially the final approach fix. So I would expect the aircraft to fly to Begin, ATC would expect it to fly to Begin and then to just intercept the localizer. But that is not what the Airbus does. For whatever reason, it simply carries on with the right turn. It leaves the direct to Begin to intercept the localizer. So it's just flying in the random direction that neither I have commanded or ATC wants us to do, just to intercept the localizer before the final approach fix. Now first of all, it's unnecessary to fly these 2 turns when we could have done it in 1. Secondly, I don't know where the aircraft is going exactly, and thirdly, it's not really what we were told to do. But this is what happens in the real world quite often actually, and I haven't found out yet why the Airbus does this. By the way, can I just say, Phoenix simulation, the fact that even the Phoenix Airbus does this is amazing. Well done, guys. Right, let's talk about speed brakes. We've actually talked about this before in the Phoenix A319 video. So I'm on an A320. For whatever reason, we need to descend fairly rapidly. The autopilot is on, and even though I've selected full speed brakes, the autopilot will only give me half speed brakes. In order to get full ones, I actually need to switch off the autopilot, and that to me is not ideal. Usually when we need to descend rapidly, there's something unusual going on, or the workload in the cockpit is higher than usual. Maybe we have a technical problem, maybe ATC wants us to get down as fast as possible. They give us a heading to get us away from the other traffic. Maybe it's nighttime and there are mountains below us, so we need to be careful how fast and how low we go. So in all this, the last thing I want to do is switch off the autopilot just to increase my rate of descent. Now just to be clear, Airbus makes it very clear that you should never switch off the autopilot in a situation like this, but that means you have to live with the compromise that you're only gonna get half the spoilers available. So your descent rate is not quite as high as it could be and as it is on a Boeing aircraft, for example. So yeah, not a big fan. Okay, I don't even think I need to talk about this. I think this is probably the most annoying thing about the A320 series, particularly the A319. So I'm sure all of you have been as a passenger on one of these aircraft, and when the PTO gets going, it makes this really annoying noise in the cabin. Luckily we don't hear this in the cockpit, but I've been a passenger many times and I just don't get it. No other aircraft does this. It's loud, it's annoying, and let's be honest, we have a lot of passengers that are not comfortable with flying and that are actually a bit scared of flying, and I've seen them looking around nervously wondering if everything is okay, because let's be honest, the aircraft really doesn't sound like it's okay when it does this. So yeah, not the best of engineering in this case, I have to say. PTU, I mean, yeah, you just Google it or look at YouTube. There are tons of videos about this, even some funny memes with dogs and stuff. So from the next video onwards, we'll be back to the usual. I'm trying to create some content about the A320 where I talk about some really cool and interesting stuff about the aircraft. And yeah, I hope to see you then. So I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, all the best. Bye bye.